Alright guys, it's market update time, and in this video I'm going to be talking about silver and gold because I got some exciting news to just share with you on what I've just done. I've actually just put on a trade, so let me just share what I've just done. Let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, as the disclaimer says that I do not recommend getting into, I'm going to tell you a trade that I just recently got into myself. I'm not telling you to get into this. I may be wrong in my timing. I may be right in my timing. I may hold on to this too long. I may hold on to this too early. I might get out too early, so on and so forth. Okay, so what I am just going to tell you is that looking at GLD, which is the gold ETF and the gold trust, I can see what's actually happening through there. Let me just take these trend lines off the screen, and if I bring up the weekly chart here. Let me bring up this weekly chart. You can see by looking at this weekly chart that gold has run down towards the 38% level and holding that quite nicely, this level through here. Even if GLD comes down a little bit more, you've got this support level around 114, and then as low as that as 112. I don't think we're likely to get to the 112 level, but that's where we're likely to hold through there. And I can see. Now, the danger is looking at GLD, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but looking at the danger of GLD is that we may be forming a head and shoulder formation here. It had a run up, that point through there, a run up, that point through there. So if we're going to move, we need to move up like that quickly, because if we move, and let me get a different color. If we move up like that, and then suddenly we start to move down like that, we're likely to form a head and shoulder, and this is likely to go back down through here. And people like Harry Dent, Mr. Harry, will be right about lower gold. I don't think Harry's right when it comes to the gold price, because he thinks we're going to get lower prices. That's not what I'm seeing from the chart. I'm seeing a lot higher movement from here. So we want to see an explosion out. We don't want to see it to run up and then falter through here. Now this is a weekly chart, but they're just showing you guys that's what we want to see on gold. If we went up to here and we start to falter through here and we start to come back down, meaning like if we, once again guys, if we run up through here and then we start to do this, and then suddenly we start to get some big selling weeks down through here. This here for me, guys. This here for me is, once again, this is likely to be a shoulder, head, shoulder formation. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case. We don't want that. What do we want? We want it to hold here. If it's going to run, we want it to hold here, and we want it to hold here. We want it to hold here, and then we want it to take off and break these highs with a vengeance. Okay, with an absolute vengeance. So that's what I see in GLD. I'm not a fan of GLD when it comes to that, but when it comes to SLV, I've been talking about SLV for quite some time, and I've been looking at SLV and I've been watching this thing pull back and watching it pull back and watching it pull back and watching it pull back, and now we're at this level through here. I'm watching this weekly bar through here, and we're just holding this level. We're at this major area of support level. We broke out of this trend line through here. We're almost at this area. If I look at my trend line through here, you can see this trend line coming down through here. This big trend line. You can see how that, if I just bring up a pen and let me get, say, a black level through there, you can see how the market resisted through there, resistance through there, and had a resistance through there, held it there, and the market broke up. Got a lot of support and resistance going on through here as well too, and that's where the market is. Plus, also, if we look at, say, a green line, you can see how this whole, actually let's just make that a line, that whole level through there, actually let's just make that a black level so we can see that whole level through there, guys. You can see how that by looking at that, you can see how this market came down, came down through here and then bounced off. You can see it almost bounced through there. It bounced through there, and now we're getting very close to this level through here, plus this level through here. So, guys, we are at 2 levels of support, 2 levels of big support on the weekly chart on the SLV. Not only that, guys, not only do I see that, but I see this as a much nicer formation. Not only that, but I see, looking out on the daily chart itself as well too, One, you can see where we're at right now. Secondly, we can see where our stochastics are, where the stochastics are as we speak. So for me, guys, and what I do see and what I see on these stochastics, and I can see where we're at right now, I know for the last probably week, I've been saying I'm looking for a big move up. I'm looking for a big move up, or a nice good move up. So maybe like a nice move up through here in a volume bar. But for me, guys, I've been watching this thing pull back and pull back and pull back and pull back, and looking at today's action and looking at the stochastics just starting to cross over now. That's that other one there. You can see the stochastics are just starting to cross over now. We've had a massive pullback through here, and if you look at the Fibonacci levels as well too, guys, you go from that ultimate low point, say from there, and you go from that high point through there, you can see that we're actually at that level right now of that 60% retracement, and we're at that level through there. So guys, this is for me, guys, and if I'm going to draw a little circle here so you guys can see it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm actually going to take that off through there, and I'm going to draw a little box around this day here so you guys can mark my words and stuff like that. And I'm going to say bought silver or SLV, bought SLV call options. I bought call options. I bought SLV January 17 call options on all right, so this is obviously Australia time. If you guys are wondering what this is Australia time on the 6th of the that's actually the 2nd of the 6th. This is Australia time, by the way, guys. If you Australia days as well too. 2016 bought SLV 2017. So it wasn't 17 calls options. I'm not exactly going to tell you what sort of call options I bought, but I bought an expiration of 2017, and I bought call options. I'm not going to tell you what call options I bought because I don't want to get into the whole recommendation stuff like that. And I'm not telling you guys to buy, but I'm telling you right now that I have bought. I did today, guys. I did today get into SLV. And I've been waiting. Today's the day that I feel is a great time. I feel centered. I feel great about this position for me to get into it. So anyway, guys, I'd love for you, for you guys that are watching this video, I'd love for you guys to tell me what you think about SLV, and what you think about what I've showed in this video. Again, guys, I really like SLV where it is right now. I'm in this. I'm in the SLV already, but I've just gotten into it again. And again, I've got an expiration. A January 2017 expiration for my options. Therefore, what I'm saying here is I want to see this. I'm going to be holding on to this to probably November, December this year. And what I do expect by looking at this here, and by looking at the overall markets, if I go and have a look at the weekly charts, what I do expect to happen, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I expect, and the one thing I'm really looking at, guys, I expect this gap here. You see that big gap through here? There's a big gap on this weekly chart. And if you go to my market updates, I'll talk about gaps. There's this big gap here, guys, that I truly do believe that will be filled within the next 6 months. I think we're likely to start seeing this sort of action on SLV, and we're likely to start moving up from there. And guys, the way that this market's working, the way that things are happening, if we do see a crisis this year, then we could actually see a bullet out of a gate. We could see this sort of action like this here. You could see what that was like 18 weeks through there. So this whole move from there to there was 52 weeks in a year, from this low point here to that high point through there. Yeah, so 35. So within less than a year, this silver just absolutely took off 170% from these points through here. I do believe if we are going to see a crisis, if we're going to see a crisis, or if we do start, okay, I'm just going to tell you what I think that's going to happen. I believe we're going to see a crisis. I'm not going to, no wishy-washy here, that's bullshit. I believe we're going to see a crisis in the next 6 months that's going to be worse than we've ever seen in the markets, only due to what I'm seeing in the economy. That's just my opinion. And if that happens, SLV is going to breach these highs up the top here. That's just what I just think that's going to happen. I think we're likely to see a lot more. If I go to the monthly chart here as well. Monthly chart, yeah, you can see what actually happened in 2011. I think we're likely to start seeing this again in SLV. So anyway, guys, I'm just letting you know what I did myself. You can go back and watch this video again and again and again, back in the future. I wanted to make sure that I put a date on it as well too. So you guys can see it. You can see the day of this video. You can see that the date of this here is the 6th of the 1st. It's actually the 6th of the 1st. Remember, that's American time. Sorry, the 1st of the 6th. So it's American time. Right now it's the 2nd. It's the day after here in Australia. So it's actually, I bought it on the 1st. This is where I got in, guys. I don't know if I got the bottom. I don't care about the bottom. What I do say, guys, is this is where I got into it. Look at where the stochastics are. Way down here, and everything that's forming through here, guys, sets up to be just an amazing trade, and I really do like it. So once again, guys, when you start to get this momentum, and you look at this with any chart, guys, and this is a bit of a tip for you guys that are reading charts. You look at this on any chart. When you actually get a chart that's running up, and you get a nice run up, and you get a pullback, and you see the stochastics through there, that's generally a good buying point. And the market runs up and it comes back, you get through there, and the stochastics through there, that's generally a good buying point. And the market runs back up and it comes back down. And right now it's at a massive support level, almost 2 areas of support through there. And in fact, so 2 areas of support. Look what the stochastics are. That's generally a good buying level. You go look at any market out there, and if you look at a trend, if you look at a market out there that trends up and comes back down and comes back up and is actually starting to form a bull trend like that, it's actually starting to trend up, and we start to get this here. You look back over time, you see the stochastics. These are generally good buying points in the markets. Now, they're not all the time. But again, if you start to see higher peaks and higher troughs, and the market's moving up and coming down to support levels, and get the stochastics through there, that is generally a good time to buy the market. And now we're starting getting into a new bull market so far on silver. This is the reason why I like silver. This is the reason why I like getting into silver now. Again, guys, like, I'm not saying that this is a good time to get into it, but again, guys, I could be completely wrong about this. But everything I've just said to you guys, I am happy to get into myself. I am not recommending you get into this trade, okay? I am not recommending you get into this trade. I am just telling you what I'm doing. I've actually saved a portion of my entire trading account to actually put into this. Now granted, it's actually quite a decent portion. And I'm happy to get into this, and I'm happy to ride that for the rest of the year. And depends on how things go, I may even top up and get into even more as well too. Now, looking at this trend line through here, let me actually delete that, and let me actually draw here the way that I like to draw my trend lines. And if I draw that through there, that's actually generally through there somewhere, isn't it? Yeah. So, guys, that's actually, I'm just drawing this on the daily chart, the way that I draw them. If you know the way I like to draw my trend lines, I like to draw them on the closes. So you can see that point through there, close through there, that point through there, and that point through there. So guys, for me, this is where I'm actually buying SLV right now. I got in today. Again, this bar here is on the 1st of the 6th, 2016. I got into SLV on this day here. I got a January 2000 expiration call option. I'm not going to tell you what call option I bought. And I got in on the, once again, I got in on this. Actually, I'm just going to change this time here. I got in on the 1st of the 6th, so 1st of June 2016. This is when I bought it. I'm going to leave this on my charts, guys, so you guys can see what you guys can follow along as well too, and see if I'm right, see if I'm wrong. And yeah. So anyway, guys, this is me trading. I trade these markets all the time. I'm getting out of these markets. I'm doing that sort of stuff. And some of you guys are just sort of, throwing opinions out there, throwing opinions out there, and stuff like that. So Yeah, so it's actually quite funny. So anyway, guys, this is me as a trader. I'm getting in. I'm actually showing you what I did today. I'm looking for a lot more upside long term. Silver is what I'm actually looking at. As I said before, GLD is just, gold is just not my thing. I don't know why. I just don't feel comfortable going there. But I feel really, really, really comfortable with SLV and where I got in today. I'm not going to BS you here. Trading is hard. Over my 10 years of trading, I've learned some amazing systems and strategies, and I've put it all in my brand new Grab the Markets by the Balls course. And I'm giving you 100% free access. This whole course is 12 videos long and almost 10 hours of the best systems and strategies that I know. Click on the image below now to get 100% free access right now.